still rapping at a high capacity. If Nas wants to smoke, come in the booth. I will rap
He don't
circles
want no
around.
smoke. He enjoying that 150 million, 200 million he done
Okay
made.
then, so then leave me alone while I'm on the field.
You was effing with him. He wasn't bothering you.
Really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them, some of them.
Jim Jones just woke up the most dangerous puppet master in hip-hop, and he doesn't even realize the trap he walked into. What started as a simple podcast flex has turned into something way deeper than rap beef. This isn't about Nas anymore. This is about 50 Cent reminding the industry who's really untouchable. 3 weeks ago, Jim thought he was just stirring up controversy for streams. Now, he's got Shannon Sharpe calling him delusional, the internet roasting his legacy, and 50 Cent quietly pulling out federal paperwork. The craziest part? Nas hasn't even responded yet, and Jim's already destroying himself. Let me break down how one podcast appearance triggered a chain reaction that might end Jim's career forever. Because while everyone's focused on the Nas comparison, 50 Cent saw something completely different. He saw an opportunity to settle old scores. Jim Jones walked into Fat Joe's podcast thinking he was about to drop some harmless, controversial takes. Instead, he dropped what might be the most delusional statement in recent hip-hop memory.
I never got to see Nas. I never got to sit down and have a conversation with Nas and things like that. I had called you about it and things like that. That was like still one of the people that I never got to have a conversation throughout my history of rap and things like that. I think I would love to have a conversation with Nas. I wouldn't know if he knows it, but Nas was one of my all-time favorite rappers coming up and things like that.
I've heard you say that.
Since the barbecue and things like that. Like he really put the whole dope boy rap, crack hustler, get fresh rap into perspective before.
Jim didn't just say he was relevant or successful. He looked dead into that camera and claimed he was more influential than Nas. Not just now, but throughout hip-hop history. The exact moment everything changed was when Fat Joe brought up a young fan comparing Jim to Nas.
Recently saw a clip on Instagram where a young kid was comparing you to Nas and saying that you got
that's my young boy.
Big hits.
He's wild.
Yo, he looked to you. He learned how to wear the BB Simon belt from you. He got his swag. Like, how crazy is that? Because in my era, you know what I'm saying? Nas is like a god.
Any normal person would have taken the compliment and moved on. But Jim saw his opportunity to go viral, and he grabbed it with both hands.
But remember, Nas' first record, The Barbecue, came out when I was in 11th grade.
Yes.
So Nas was my idol when I was young. Like you did, came to dressing, the wordplay, the music, everything. I was a superior Nas fan, period. I'd never take that away from him. But then as I got in the game, you got to realize that your rivals would be idols, and not to take anything away from that. I developed my own style and my own lane that these kids start to gravitate towards the same way I gravitated towards Nas when I was younger and things like that. It's a whole different generation.
He started talking about how kids today don't really know who Nas is.
Into light and started going crazy that these kids love me. They don't really know who Nas is. If he's 22, he's born in 03.
Not all of them, some of them know.
You know what I mean?
A lot of them know.
How they gravitate toward his style instead. But here's where Jim made his first critical mistake. He didn't just make the comparison and leave it there. He doubled down.
Jim Jones. No diplomats, no nobody else. Me, Jim Jones. Check my track record, then check everybody else's track record. Then go to the billboards and check all my entries, then check all them entries and shit. I'm not taking nothing away from nobody, but I hear the comparisons and then be trying to act funny when it comes. No, I've been spanking a lot of this shit about the industry.
Claiming his track record speaks for itself. He positioned himself not just as Nas's equal, but as his superior. And in hip-hop, there are certain lines you just don't cross. The internet immediately started clowning him, but Jim wasn't done. Instead of walking back the comments, he decided to take his show on the road. He booked himself on Shannon Sharpe's nightcap, probably thinking he'd get easy support. What he got instead was one of the most brutal reality checks ever captured on camera. Shannon Sharpe did what every hip-hop head was screaming at their phone to do.